how do you test for ghosts?
Test for them.
Like all the equipment.
equipment?
All the
like
equipment.
that?
I've seen you come up with so many things for like the infrared cameras, some of the clicky things, some of the things you set down.
The EMF meters.
Yeah.
is
What
another
is
one.
like? What's the most common? How do you learn how to do this? How does it test? What does it show you?
That's a great question. We've been, we started at nothing, and then it's a bunch of equipment, a bunch of different tests, theories, experiments, everything. And what we try to do is we try to not just stick to like the main cliche like ghost hunting equipment, but there are so the main thing is just ghost equipment. Most of them tests for either motion, sound, like movements, or EMF energy, electromagnetic frequencies. It's said that anything in any object in any order carries a little bit of electromagnetic frequencies. So when things change in an environment that should not have to change, that's where you can detect something different. But like we like to use our own senses and different, experiments and test for things that are easier seen and easier believed by people that maybe think ghost equipment would be rigged. So we use one of our favorite things is like these flashlights. We have a flashlight that turns on and turns off just by twisting it. We'll set it down and ask the spirits to turn the flashlight on and then turn it back off, and it will in front of our eyes. And it's just like absolutely insane. Or we'll have like cat toys, like toys that are designed for pets. And when you hit it, or when something like actively makes it move, it'll light up. And we'll just put those around. And so if things like we're outside of the room and we're like, hey, go touch that little cat toy, and it turns on, that way we kind of understand that it's not a piece of ghost equipment that maybe someone developed, specifically for this or entertainment purposes. We try to use everyday objects as well.
Yeah, the best thing that we use, the fan favorite, is something called the Estes method, where we basically get rid of all of our senses, where we have noise canceling headphones on, we have blindfolds, and so basically the person wearing the headphones can only hear a radio station just flipping through AM radio super quickly. So it sounds like going through channels, and then every once in a while, on a certain radio show, you'll hear just a word pop through, and you just say the word that you hear. But then the people that are outside of the person with the headphones will ask questions. So being if Sam's outside and it's is anybody here? And I'm just listening to these radio, I could be over there, or my name's Spa, or whatever. And it's whatever I hear, I just blurt out.
And most of the time it doesn't work. That probably just means nothing's there. But when the consistencies happen over and over and over and over again for a span of 30 minutes, and it's just perfect communication, that's when people maybe were saying, there might be something more.
That's what people don't understand about our videos, is that we film for hours and hours and hours, and then we just put kind of the highlight reel all together in 1 hour. And so we might be doing the Estes method for 2 hours, but only include 10 minutes of it and include all the best stuff that we got. But yeah, usually you just hear static and nothing.
How hard is it for people just to trust you, not to hear the questions, and that you're not just blurting out words in response to that?
I think people trust us because, first of all, we've always been genuine about everything that we do, with the haunted side of YouTube. But also we have guests that come with us every single week or every single month, I guess. Where we have them do it too. And so it's if you don't believe us, they're doing, we make them do it, and the same thing happens to them, and it still works out perfectly. So it's if you don't believe us, do you believe them?
Do you have the recordings of the audio going through your headset so people hear what it sounds like on your end?
No.
That would be incredible.
That is really good.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
We should do that.
Because I watched you do that in the Conjuring house. And you were I think you've mentioned don't, or leave, or something like this. And I was kind of thinking it would be interesting to hear what you're hearing. And shh, don't leave. And in time. I think that would be pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
a really good idea. Yeah, we should do that. We've never done that.
We'll credit you.
Yeah, please. Help us get to 1 million subscribers. That's all you have to do. That's all we want to do.
Oh, that is good.
So what else do you do in addition to that? Do you find that some of the traditional ghost equipment is not as accurate, or do you feel like it's a little too hypey, or why not use the EMF, right? That's the clicking.
Yeah, so the EMF is just the meter. It doesn't make any noise.
Yeah.
All it does is just light up. For example, if we were to put it up against these lights, it would probably go off crazy, or next to an outlet. But if it were to go off where there was no like wires or any technology or whatever around, that's when it's something considered like paranormal. That is the most, like, it's the cheapest ghost equipment you can get, and it's just like the most
You
common.
can buy EMF detectors at Home Depot too.
Yeah.
The ones that we get they look different, but yeah, like it's a normal thing as well.
Yeah, but what's interesting is like, again, we've been doing this for now like 4 or 5 years since we got arrested or whatever, and just recently.
I love how you always throw
that
we
in
got
there.
arrested.
Well, it's just,
You
it's like the turning point.
after we got arrested.
for us, it's weird. Okay, I'm backtracking
Yeah,
a little
okay.
bit, but like our life, like I say life. Let's
Yeah.
live like the same
Our
life, pretty
lives.
much.
Our life together, as a married couple.
Pretty much. It's like has been in chapters. And so like we usually say like after the arrest is like our big like chapter or whatever of Haunted. But like we've met so many people this past 6 months even who say, guys, do not use any equipment whatsoever. Just be open to it. Like
And
that's all
what
you
we
need
started
to do.
at the Queen Mary when we had our
Yeah.
biggest experience ever. It was literally just us asking out, really focusing in. And some of those have been the craziest experiences.
Yeah.
And again, I think the main thing is just trying to believe, like being open-minded to it and really being like, there could be something here. Let me try to talk to it. If there's anybody in the room that doesn't have like that same sort of mindset, it might not work.
Yeah.